Hello everybody and welcome back to Move with Money. Today's class is going to be a 30-minute energizing yoga flow for all levels. All you need is yourself and a mat. And when you're ready, let's get started. Let's begin today's class on our backs. Bring your legs straight out in front of you. You can set your hands wherever feels comfortable for you today, whether that's on your stomach or on your sides. Take this moment to bring your awareness to your breath. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your nose for that Ujjayi breath. You can maybe set an intention for today's class. What is something you need to let go of? On your next inhale, bring your hands above your head, bend your knees and bring them to your chest, and lift your head and shoulders off the mat as you exhale. Inhale, lower back down and hover your legs. Exhale, come back up. Good job. We got 6 more. 5. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you come up. 3 more, almost there. 2. Last one. Good job. Hug your knees. Go ahead and set everything back down. Bring your legs up in the air. Bring your hands behind your neck for support, keeping your elbows wide. As you hover your left leg down over the mat, bring your left elbow to your right knee. Exhaling as you crunch up. Inhaling as you lower down. Good job. We got 3 more. 2. Last one. Go ahead and switch your legs. Hover your left leg over the mat this time. Bring your right elbow to your left knee. Making sure you're exhaling as you come up. We got 3, 2, last one. Good job. Go ahead and set everything back down. Hug your knees, maybe rock side to side. Go ahead and drop your feet back down to the mat. Maybe rock your knees back and forth for a nice hip stretch if that feels good for you today. You can take this moment to bring your awareness back to your breath. Taking a nice deep inhale and exhale. Go ahead and come back to center. As you bring your knees to your chest, rock your body up to high boat. Take a moment here to find your balance. You could keep your hands behind your thighs, or if you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can bring your hands to your sides and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down and scissor kicks for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Hug your knees to your chest. Bring your awareness back to your breath. We're going to do that again. Rock your body up to high boat and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower back down. Scissor kicks for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good job. Bring your knees to your chest. Hug your knees. Hug yourself. Maybe bring your knees in circles if that feels good for you. Come on up to seated. We're going to give our hips some nice stretches now. Go ahead and cross your legs. Bring your right leg on top of your left leg. Sit up straight and walk your hands forward as you forward fold. This should feel really, really good in your right hip. Make sure you're breathing here. And when you're ready, walk your hands back up to your body and switch the crossing of your legs. Bring your left leg on top of your right leg now. Walk your hands forward as you forward fold. This should feel really good in your left hip now. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Go ahead and walk your hands back towards your body and bring your legs straight out in front of you. Then go ahead and bend your right knee and bring it close to your body. We're going to work on some binds and twists now. Inhale, and on your next exhale, bring your right hand in front of your right knee and twist to the left. You can set your left hand on the mat behind you, or if it feels good for you today, bring your left hand to meet your right hand for a bind, keeping your chest up. Really breathe into this pose. Inhale as you create space. Exhale as you release and twist a little bit deeper. Go ahead and release and switch your legs. Bend your left knee close to your body now and bring your left hand in front of your left knee. Twist in, and if it feels good for you, bring in your right hand to meet your left as you keep your chest up. Twisting is really, really good for the body. It's good for spine mobility, releasing tension in the abdominal muscles, and releasing stuck energy as well. Go ahead and release everything. Bring your legs back out in front of you and bend your knees into a butterfly pose. Take this moment to bring your awareness back to your breath. Bring your awareness back to your intentions. And then go ahead and cross your legs. Come on your hands on your knees and push your hips back for downward dog. Let's take a moment here to stretch the back of our leg. Maybe bend one knee at a time. You can shake your head yes, shake your head no. On your next inhale, you're going to raise your heels off the mat. Exhale, drop back down. Inhale, bring your heels up. Exhale, drop back down. Inhale, bring your heels up. Exhale, drop back down. This time around, bring your heels up and hover over your shoulders for a high plank, keeping your shoulders above your wrist, and hold for 3, 2, 1. Drop your knees, lower your chest down, keeping your hips up in the air. Exhale, release, and lift your legs up off the mat, lifting your hands off the mat, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Release and drop everything back down to the mat. Come on your hands on your knees and push your hips back up to downward dog. Again, take a moment to rock your knees. Next, inhale, bring your heels off the mat. Come on your tippy toes. Exhale, release. Inhale, come on your tippy toes. Exhale, release. Inhale, come on your tippy toes. Exhale, release. Last one, come on your tippy toes. Hover over for a high plank, keeping your shoulders above your wrist. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your knees, lower your chest down to the mat, keeping your hips up. Exhale, release, let go. Inhale and exhale, bring your legs off the mat, bring your hands off the mat, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Let go. Drop everything to the mat. Come on your hands and knees and push your hips back to downward dog. Come on up to your tippy toes and walk your feet to your hands. Take a moment here to bring your awareness to your breath as you come to this forward fold. You can keep a slight bend in your knees if that feels good. And if you want a deeper stretch, you can bring your hands to your ankles and pull close to your body. Inhale, bring your hands to your knees and come on up for a flat back. Exhale, drop back down to forward fold. Inhale, swing your hands back. Exhale as you sit low for a chair pose. You can glance at your feet. Make sure you can see your 2 big toes and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Take a moment to stretch our necks here. You can drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Come on back to center. Drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Back to center. Tilt your head and your crown back as you stretch your throat. Come back to center and bring your head forward as you stretch the back of your neck. On your next inhale, bring your hands up. Exhale, forward fold as you walk your hands forward and step your feet back to plank. You can drop your knees as you drop and lower your chest for chaturanga. Come on up for upward dog and push your hips back to downward dog. On your next inhale, bring your right leg up in the air, and as you exhale, drive your right knee to your left elbow. Inhale, bring your right leg back up and drive your knee to your right elbow this time. Inhale, bring your leg back up, drive your knee to the center. Inhale, bring your right leg back up, and this time step your right foot in between your hands. Take a moment here to rock back and forth. Keeping your left hand on the mat, bring your right hand up in the air, keeping your chest up for your runner's twist. Make sure you're breathing in this pose here. Go ahead and set your hands down, exhale, and then switch to the other side, bringing your left hand up in the air this time. This side requires a little more balance. Go ahead and set your hand back down to the mat. Drop your left knee to the mat. Bring your hands to your right knee for a low lunge. And then bring your hands to prayer. Slightly lean forward and twist to the right for your half prayer twist. Go ahead and come back to center. Straighten your right leg and push your hips back for your half splits. And then come on back up to your low lunge. Set your hands down to the mat. Bring your right leg back to meet your left in downward dog. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. So on your next inhale, bring your left leg up in the air and drive your knee to your right elbow. Inhale, bring your leg in the air and then drive to the left elbow. Legs in the air and then drive to the center. This time around, step your left leg in between your hands. Take a moment to rock back and forth here. Keeping your right hand on the mat, bring your left hand up in the air, keeping your chest up for your runner's twist. And then set your hands back down to the mat, bring your right hands up, keeping your chest up in the air. Come on back to center, dropping your right knee to the mat, come into a low lunge, bringing your hands to prayer. Slightly leaning forward and twisting to the left for your half prayer twist. Come on back to center and swing your hips back for your half splits. And then come on back up to your low lunge. Set your hands back down to the mat and let's meet in downward dog. Take a moment here to rock your knees. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. And then walk your feet back to your hands as you come to a forward fold. Take a moment here to bring your awareness to your breath. As you come up to flat back, release back to forward fold. Inhale, swing your hands up in the air. Bring your hands to prayer as you exhale. Bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Come back to center. Bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Back to center. Inhale, bring your hands up. Exhale as you forward fold. Walking your hands forward, stepping back to a high plank, lower down chaturanga, option to drop your knees. Come up for upward dog and send your hips back to downward dog. We're gonna do that sequence again. So inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale as you drive your knee to your left elbow. Inhale, exhale to your right elbow. Inhale, legs up. Exhale to center. Inhale, leg up. And this time around, step your right foot in between your hands. Take a moment to rock back and forth. And then keeping your left hand on the mat, bring your right hand up in the air, keeping your chest up for your runner's twist. Setting your hands back down to the mat, bring your left hand up in the air this time. Set your hand down, drop your left knee, and come to a low lunge. Then bring your hands to prayer, slightly move forward and twist to the right. Then come back to center and send your hips back to a half split. Let's come back up now, back to a low lunge, setting your hands down to the mat and stepping your legs back to a downward dog. Let's do the other side. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale as you drive your knee to your right elbow. Inhale and exhale, left elbow. Inhale, exhale to center. Inhale and step your left foot in between your hands as you rock back and forth. Keeping your right hand on the mat, bring your left hand in the air, keeping your chest up. And then set your hand back down to the mat, bring your right hand up in the air, keeping your chest up. Bring your hands back down to the mat. Come back to a low lunge. Bring your hands to prayer as you twist to the left for your half prayer twist. Come back to center and swing your hips back for your half splits. Making sure you're breathing. And then come on back up to your low lunge, set your hand down to the mat, and step your legs back to a downward dog. We're gonna take this time to bring our awareness back to our breath. Take a moment here to rock your knees back and forth. Inhale, and on your exhale, step or jump your foot forward to your hands and forward fold. Keep a slight bend in your knees here if you need to. Bring your hand to your knees for a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, swing your hands back, and exhale as you sit low in your chair pose. We're gonna hold for 5, 4, 3, you got this, 2, 1, we're almost done. Go ahead and stand up. Take a moment to catch your breath. Inhale, bring your hands up. Exhale, release and forward fold. Walk your hands forward and step back to a high plank. You guessed it, chaturanga down. Option to drop your knees. Come on up to up dog. And then send your hips up and back to downward dog. We're gonna do the sequence one last time, and we're gonna add on a little bit more. We're almost there. You're doing such a great job. On your next inhale, bring your right leg up in the air and bring your knee to your left elbow. And then back up to your right elbow, back to center, and then step your right foot in between your hands. Rock back and forth. This is where we're going to do something a little bit different here, keeping your left hand on the mat. Bring your right hand up in the air. And this time around, try to drop your left hip down to the mat, as close to the mat as possible for your horizon. This should feel really, really, really good in your hips. And then come on back up to your runner's twist and set your hand back down to the mat. And then bring your left hand in the air this time, keeping your chest up. Set your hand back down to the mat, dropping your left knee. Come into a low lunge and come into your prayer. Twist to the right. Come back to center and send your hips back for a half split. And then come on back up. Set your hand down to the mat. And this time around, come on up to a pyramid, bringing your left leg a little bit closer, shortening your stance to get a nice stretch in the back of the right leg. Option to walk your hands back a little bit more for a deeper stretch if that feels good for you today. Take a moment to find your breath here as you walk your hands back forward and stepping your leg back to a downward dog. We're almost done, guys. We only have the other side. You're doing so well. On your next inhale, bring your left leg up in the air and drive your knee forward. Last one to the middle. This time around, bring your leg up and step your left foot in between your hands. Take a moment to rock back and forth. Keeping your right hand on the mat, bring your left hand in the air. And this time we're going to do the horizon as you drop that right hip to the mat as low as you can. Sitting on that right hip for a really good stretch. And then come on back up to your runner's twist, setting your hand back down to the mat. Bringing your right hand in the air this time, keeping your chest up. And then set your hand back down to the mat, dropping your right knee. Come into your low lunge, bringing your hands to prayer as you lean forward and twist to the left. Come on back to center and send your hips back for your half splits. Come on back up to your low lunge. Bring your hands to the mat and step your right foot forward for your triangle to give a good stretch in your left hamstring. Option to walk your hands back for a deeper stretch. Bring your awareness back to your breath here. And then walk your hands back forward and step your foot back to the plank. Chaturanga, lower back down. Option to drop your knees. Come on up to upward dog. And then send your hips up to downward dog. Almost at the end of class, you can do it. Go ahead and walk your feet to your hands and come to a forward fold, finding your breath here. And then coming up to a flat back. Inhale. Exhale as you release, back down to a forward fold. Inhale, swing your hands back. We have one more chair pose. As you sit low, you got this. You can hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Come on back up. Take a moment here to find your breath. Take a nice deep inhale as you swing your hands up. Exhale, cactus your hand back. Bringing your chest up to the sky. Inhale, bring your hand back up. Exhale as you forward fold. Go ahead and walk your hands forward, stepping your legs back to a high plank. Last chaturanga, option to drop your knees as you lower your chest down. Come on up to upward dog, and this time drop your knees to the mat and send your hips back for a well-deserved child pose. You did such a good job. I'm so proud of you for showing up today. Take a moment here to find your breath. Option to flip your palms in the air for a shoulder stretch. On your next inhale, bring your right hand up in the air. Exhale as you thread the needle under your left hand, keeping your shoulders down on the mat. Option to stay here, or if you want a deeper stretch, bring your left hand behind your back for a bind. Come on back to center. And then same thing on the other side. Bring your left hand up in the air. And then thread the needle, bringing it under your left hand. Option to bring that right hand behind your back for a bind. Come on back to center, to your child pose. And then come on up on all fours, crossing your legs out in front of you, swinging your legs around and bringing it in front of you. Go ahead and Bring your hands to prayer as you lower down slow and controlled on your back. We're going to work on some back stretches now. Go ahead and bend your knees and then interlace your hands underneath your hips as you bring your hips up in the air for a half wheel. Option to come on your tippy toes for a deeper stretch if that feels good for you. Go ahead and set everything back down. Bring your knees to your chest. Give yourself a big hug. Maybe rock side to side if that feels good. And then set your foot back down to the mat. We're going to do that one more time. So interlace your hands. Lift your hips up in the air. Option to come on your tippy toes if that feels good for you today. Make sure you're breathing into this pose here. Go ahead and come back down. Hug your knees. Rock side to side. Go ahead and drop your feet down to the mat and cross your right leg over your left, dropping your knees to the left side, keeping your hands out for a supine twist. Don't forget to breathe into this pose. And then come back to center and switch the crossing of your legs. Cross your left leg over your right, dropping it to the right side of your body for your supine twist. Breathing into this pose. Come on back to center. Bring your legs straight out in front of you. We're going to come to Savasana, our final pose for today's class. Take this a moment to bring your awareness back to your breath, to your body. Maybe come back to your intentions that you set in the beginning of class. Thank your body, thank yourself for showing up for today. Option to keep your hands on your stomach, your sides, maybe one hand on your stomach, one hand on your heart, whatever feels good for you today. Go ahead and wiggle your fingers and your toes to wake your body back up. Turn to your side and come on up to seated. Cross your legs in front of you, and we're going to take one last deep inhale as you bring your hands up in the air. Exhale, come on back down to prayer. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope it helped you one way or another. And if you enjoyed it, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with your friends and family. And I'll see you in my next one.